Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mindset Matters YouTube channel. Coach Nate here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to land celebrities and influencers on your podcast. And if you don't have a podcast, it's okay. You can still watch and listen and learn, because there's some things that you could take from this to apply into any area of life, probably specifically mostly inside of business, right? Because it's how do you land the big client that you've always wanted, like the big dog in your industry that, like, man, if you landed this client, it would transform your world. It would transform the trajectory of your business or the company that you work for. So again, we're talking specifically celebrities and influencers on your podcast, like people that would really help, that have big audience, big reach, that people are interested in, that people see like, oh man, this person is on your podcast, like I'm gonna tune in and watch and listen. The same reason that the Tonight Show and all of these talk shows, the Letterman Show or whatever show it is that you're watching, right? They have celebrities and influencers, actresses, musicians, comedians, people with incredible stories that come on because people want to hear about those stories and want to hear and tune in and listen. And so that's the reason we would want these celebrities and influencers on our podcast. But how do we do it? Number one, it starts with, you got to create a list. Like and if the sky was literally the limit, which it is, like you would write anyone who is anyone that you want to have on the show, that you would love to have them on the show, whether you think that you have a shot to get them or not, right? Like literally shoot for the moon. And then you're going to start to actually, hang on for this. I know this is gonna blow your mind. You're gonna ask them if they would come on your show. And you start from where you're at. Like in the beginning, I started with the people that I knew, that I had connections with. I've opened doors that would otherwise be closed to me, as I've talked about before, by investing in myself. And when I invest in myself, in coaches, I now have access to their connections. And some of those people are very interesting people that I can bring into my world on my podcast. Other coaches that I've invested in. Hey, would you please come onto my podcast? I ask the question, I leverage the connections that I have to start to build the foundation of this podcast. And then as I go, I create my top 100, which is actually a top 300. Like I come across people that I think are interesting on Instagram or Facebook, actors, athletes, incredible men and women that have served inside of the military, Navy SEALs, SEAL Team 6 members, Green Berets, you name it, like the elite of the elite. And I put them down on the list. Dean Carnazzi. He's a guy in the ultramarathon world, one of the top 100 most influential people inside of Time magazine. Like he was the endurance athlete of the year 2 times. I've had Don Mann, SEAL Team 6, New York Times best-selling author. I've had Ryan Stewman, millions of followers. I've had other incredible guests come on. I just had Sam Taggart, the Iron Cowboy. He did 50 Ironmans at 50 days in 50 states. He's got a documentary on Netflix. Tomorrow we're going to his home to record a podcast with him. And how did I land these people? I landed them by, again, starting from where I'm at, by creating my top 100 list. And then I would go and I ask and I follow up and I'm persistent. You got to be persistent. You can't be afraid to ask. A lot of people they're going to ignore your messages. Especially the first one. They're going to test you to see if you really want them on the show. And you start sending them the second message and the third message, the fourth message, and they start to be like, all right, this guy actually really wants to get me on the show. Like he's persistent, he's not going to stop. And then they might actually, let me go check this out. Championship leadership? Oh, I know that person. I've heard of that one before. Man, this guy's got some incredible people on his show. Yeah, I'd love to come on his show. And so that is how it happens. But it happens by starting from where you're at, by being bold, by being willing to make the requests. And you'd be amazed to see what would happen. And you stay committed. You don't quit. You don't get to the 3-yard line and then take a knee. Like you punch it in the end zone. You keep moving, you keep growing, and you keep making requests to people, no matter who they are. If you would love to have them on your show, you make the request, and you'd be amazed to see what will happen, just as I have. If you go look at my list, like it's on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you want to check it out, go look at the very first 50 episodes that I've had. There'll be a lot of names that you haven't recognized, and that's all right. Like, it's not all about celebrities and influencers, but as you look at the last 20 episodes that I've had, you will start to recognize more of those names than you will in the first 50 that I did, and it's the natural progression on how this goes. So just like anything in life, like, it's not easy, but if you're committed, you'll do it and you'll get there as long as you stay committed to it. So I hope that this helps you. If you're building a podcast, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer. Hit the subscribe link so that you can get more of these messages to you inside of your world. Get your free copy of my book, The 100 Mile Mindset, at 100milemindset.com. I appreciate you. Have a great day.